Kunal, some sharp moves seen today, especially in Axis and HDFC. Would you go out and buy?
Not exactly on those particular banking names, but I think on the overall market, it's been a phenomenal market, Harsh. So, X of the large cap private sector banking names, you look at the contribution played from across the broader market as such, I think it's been phenomenal, nothing short of exceptional. For example, at the current context also, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank and Kotak Bank largely are contributing almost 170 points on the downside for the Nifty, and the Nifty is down only 70 points, which means that there are far better contributors which are contributing more than 100 plus points for the indices. You look at the market breadth also, it's been very, very strong. The Bank Nifty, which was down, I think, at 1.94950 points, the last I had seen has recovered towards just negative 500 points so far. So it's the move which is there across the markets, devoid of these larger cap private sector banking names. I think that's where one should concentrate on.
Okay, so that's the tilt. And with regard to the index itself, Kunal, you seem positive, constructive. You believe banks IT will showcase a bit of a rebound?
Yeah, the beauty about this market is how it's balancing out. See, we've seen so many phases and textures of markets in the last many weeks and many months. For example, today you have large cap private sector banking stocks which have taken a back seat, but then look at how the markets have balanced it out with the PSU banking names making a dramatic comeback. Look at all of those PSU banking names. So looking at the contribution played on the relative strength scale, Union Bank, Indian Bank, Bank of India, Baroda, etc., SBI, these stocks have started to show signs of robust price action. IT stocks which had fallen very aggressively, that has stopped falling. So that market has a very natural way of balancing it out. And that puts the the positivity back into the markets, and that's why I would believe that once this churn or the market expectations with results to news or results, once this settles up, I would sense that we should be in for a strong breakout. Just one more point which I wanted to add was the midcap 50 index. So I was looking at the midcap 50 index, midcap 100, etc. Most of the midcap indices are coming back to their multi-week breakout zones. That's going to be very positive for the overall market breadth as well.
Okay, and IT in specific, Kunal, what's the view there?
See, I think at current juncture, I would believe that it's a good zone to try and look at selective IT names. There are two changes which have happened for IT stocks. One is they've stopped falling viciously in the previous cycle, what we've seen for the last, I think, 3-6 months, particularly. I don't want to go too long, but I think in the last 3-6 months, the kind of selling which we've seen for these IT stocks, that now seems to be behind. The second is that many of these IT stocks slowly and steadily are trying to balance out and perform very well in times when the markets are a little bit volatile, jittery, or lacking triggers in terms of positivity. And the third, the more important factor is that many of these IT names, I was looking at the large cap contribution as well as the mid cap IT stocks, are coming back into swing breakout zones. And those breakouts, of course, are on short-term time frame charts because of the massive selling we've seen for these IT names. But the fact that these stocks are able to conquer above their previous immediate swing highs, that's a very strong positive. So net, I would be bullish on the Nifty IT space from the current levels, and something which I've been highlighting over the last 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay, noted. What are your picks for this afternoon there for Kunal? How should one play the market? I mean, we've spoken banks, IT. What else?
So I'll suggest 2 buy calls, differentiated names. The capital market space is starting to buzz, very attractive. So Edelweiss is something which looks attractive at the current juncture. The stock is bouncing off from its 50-day moving average. Strong risk reward at the current juncture. Would look at a target of 130, stop loss at 115. The second would be a Edelweiss Max Healthcare. Even this stock has, yesterday I think had shown a bullish doji kind of a candlestick pattern, bounced off from its 200-day moving average, and now starting to show signs of a contra up move or a recovery of sorts. So expecting this recovery to last till 1140 at least for Max Healthcare. Would suggest a buy with a target of 1140, stop loss at 1086.